I think my mom's from Castle Hill. I should know this.
Oh.
I should know
It's
this.
a small world.
Yeah. She's from like my mom was born in a taxi cab in the Bronx.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Shit.
So she's really from these streets. You feel me?
She really is. She really is. I love that.
She's from these streets.
Oh my God. I love it.
Woo! Yeah. I can't wait. I'm so excited. 23 degrees Celsius. I don't know how to do that. Wait for the claps. There are the claps. We are back with the claps for another episode of Act Up with me, Alana J. Your friend, your homie, the one and only, maybe, I don't know, probably not. I think my handle was taken. I think that's why I needed to change it to AlanaJ.tv. That's besides the point. I'm still the one and only though, homies. And we are in studio at Bravery Studios, New Jersey's #1 podcast recording studio. And I'm so excited for today's guest. You already know she is a friend of mine. She is a fellow collaborator. We worked together on the film. She was the star of the film and co-writer of the film, playing Sam. Actor, writer, producer. Ladies and gentlemen, there are none of those. Here is Jenni Ruiza. Thanks for crossing the river for me.
Oh, always.
Thank you so
Only for
much.
you. There's not a lot of people I would do it for. It's not. I owe people brunches in Jersey, but yeah.
Brunch in Jersey is cute.
It is cute. Maybe
is
one
cute.
day.
We'll talk about that. Oh, that's going to be one of my questions. Got it. Jenni already knows what's about to happen. We're about to do palabras, and I'm going to throw out a series of random words at her, nouns to be specific, and she is going to tell me the first word or thought in association with each word. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Oh, boy.
Phone.
Samsung.
Goal.
Goal? Happening.
Yes! Instance.
Now.
Success.
Absolutely.
Woo! Feedback.
Give it to me.
Yes! Television.
Oh my God. Playing Sam on Roku.
Woo! Magazine.
People.
Criticism.
Sure.
Resource.
Absolutely. Encyclopedia Britannica. There we go. That's old school.
Poetry.
You know, sometimes, yeah. I don't dabble much.
Attitude.
Always.
Freedom.
Kamala Harris.
Woo! System.
Down.
Grocery.
I hate groceries. But booty.
Wealth.
Yes, generational. That I don't have.
Childhood.
Oh, trauma.
Jean. Oh, shit.
Skinny.
Woo!
That I don't wear anymore.
Oh, my gosh. Some of those
Wow.
really struck me.
Yeah. That's a lot more pressure than I thought it was going to be.
I thought for television, I was like, watch, she's going to say, cast me.
I was like, I blanked out on everything all of a sudden.
No, you did great.
Thank you.
You did great. And yes, some of those responses were inspired by conversations we had before pressing record.
They actually are. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. Now it's time. Shit, I already forgot the question that I said
Oh, no.
I was going to ask you based off of your inspo, but it's fine. We're going to do this. We're going to do
Okay.
this. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Give me the gift of a grip top sock. Okay. Are you ready?
Whoa, yes.
What was your favorite survival job?
Oh, I'm currently in my survival job.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do love it.
What
I've
is
been there
it?
for 7 years. I'm a senior marketing manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, senior marketing manager.
It's
Yes.
a trucking company.
Okay.
A tech trucking company.
A tech trucking company.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to unpack that.
Okay.
What accomplishment are you most proud of artistically?
Artistically, I'm really proud of the fact that I am a writer, and it took a long time for me to say that I'm a writer.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Yeah.
Why did you want to start acting? This is not going to be a short answer. But
Sorry, because of Bette Midler.
Bet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Why bet?
Because she's fantastic. She's a triple threat. She's a singer. She's a actress. She doesn't write. but she's just fantastic overall. Vaudeville, that's where she comes from.
What is bucket? What's number one on your bucket list?
To book a fucking recurring role on a TV show.
Woo! And that's 1 second, and I'm gonna give the time back. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Yes, claps. We nailed that.
Thank you.
We nailed that.
I think we did, yeah.
We are doing great.
That's right.
Bette Midler.
Yeah.
What was like, tell me about how you fell in love with her.
First of all, one of my favorite movie in the whole wide world that I could probably recite back and forth is The First Wives Club.
Oh.
The person that stuck, I mean, there's Diane Keaton, there's Goldie Hawn, then there's Bette Midler. And Bette Midler stuck out to me as like, oh, who's this like short woman who's like...
Short queen.
You know, very like big energy, does a lot with her eyes and is constantly moving them. And just like, who is that? And then I went on a deep dive and suddenly I started writing roles for myself in a composition notebook that I would carry around.
Okay, composition.
In, like, elementary school and middle school. And I would literally always want to be her daughter. Yeah.
How did mom feel about that? Did she know?
She knew. She loved that.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was okay with you getting like mentally adopted. Or fantastically
adopted by Bette Midler, and I'm still open to it. So, hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Listen, we open, okay?
Yeah.
So you were writing roles for yourself as a kid. So did you?
I did.
You always knew you wanted to perform.
Always.
When did you actually start performing?
Probably in the backseat of my grandpa's car. I would sing Muppet Babies at the top of my lungs, and I only have one apparently. And I would also sing.
Wait, what?
Lion King. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
yeah. I said lung like I only have one, but it was the weirdest.
Okay. Like, when did this life-changing surgery occur?
No, I have both my lungs.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. That's when I first started performing, and then I always wanted to be on a stage and be in front of a camera, and I always knew.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so inspiring to me. Like, people that know. I guess low-key, I kind of knew, but I was just in denial. You know?
Why?
Because it was just like, dreams aren't real, you know? Like, that was something that I understood from a very young age.
Yeah.
I kind of talked about that a little bit with Mark on the last episode.
Yeah.
Like my sister is a singer, and like she's much older than me. Not much. I mean, she's a decent amount older than me, and like, you know, from a young age, like I saw the response to that, you know?
The constant hustle, the grind, all of that.
Well, not just that, but the lack of support from the close ones,
right? That
you kind of want, you know?
Yeah.
Dare I say, one needs. I think you need a little bit of it, but everyone's different. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, I would like in the bathtub, in my bathtub on 54th Street, where I used to live for a few years, there was a mirror right across from the bathtub.
Okay.
And I would like style my hair up in like this thing with my shampoo.
Yeah.
You know, like an Amy Winehouse beehive almost. Like I would just style my hair up with my shampoo because it would hold for some reason, which in hindsight, I'm not sure if that's like healthy for my hair, but whatever.
It probably smelled amazing.
It probably did.
Yeah.
We've come a long way. And I would like host a show in the bathtub.
Your own show? Like this?
Yeah, like this. Just like this.
I love that.
And I would like hold my shampoo bottle, and that was my microphone. And
stop it.
But I only did it like I was like a closeted artist, like literally. Like I only did stuff in the bathroom, which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But like I would sing in the bathroom, I would sing in the shower.
Yeah.
You know, I would lock myself in my room and sing, but like rarely.
I would do that too. Full concerts with the fan blowing, and like when TLC was out, because that's how old I am.
Please.
My mom's silk. What do you call it? The what are those things called that you put over all of a sudden? I forget words.
I don't know. Beach cover-ups?
Sure, we'll go with that. Like a caftan. You know what I mean? Like a robe. There we go. Oh my God.
A robe.
Satin robe. Yeah.
Oh, a satin robe. Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, and then I would let it blow in the air, and then I would sing Creep as an 8-year-old child.
Oh, Creep. Yeah. I don't know if we have rights. Anyway, no, so that's so funny. You know, I did me and two of the girls that I used to figure skate with when we were real little, we made up a routine to no scrubs.
Stop it.
Yeah. And I remember we went, I think it was like it was either Old Navy or the Gap, and they had like metallic, because remember the video?
Yes.
They were like, let me give you something to think about. They were like in that robotic metallic
absolutely
shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, we went to the Gap and we found these like metallic sports bras. And like, I think I wore like the metallic sports bra with something like this over it, actually. It's crazy. Anyway.
Fashion always comes back.
Listen, TLC, baby. Crazy Sexy Cool was my first album.
Oh, Freak Like Me was my first cassette. Adina Howard.
Okay.
My dad had no business buying that for me. But I asked for it and he got it for me.
Yeah, dude. My mom also at some point bought me Lil Kim's album. Was it Notorious K.I.M.?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like 12 and in Catholic school. What are we doing over here? You know what I mean?
Learning things that we shouldn't be learning.
They didn't know.
No, they did. I feel like
they didn't know. They didn't know.
How could you not know the cover?
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah. What?
I mean, literally, Adina Howard is like, has her ass on top of a red Ferrari. How could you not know?
How did you not expect us to be influenced by these images? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And y'all wonder why we out here throwing our asses in a circle. No, I'm just kidding.
You wish.
What?
I feel like there's still time for me. I should. Maybe later.
Maybe we'll manifest that shit for you. Okay, so when you started performing in the backseat, singing the Muppets.
Yeah.
And did your family, was your family receptive of all of this?
They were really supportive. And I always was doing some sort of like play or show at school or recital or whatever. I remember I did like, I don't know, I'm a terrible dancer. I'm a really bad dancer, like really, really bad. Don't look at me like that.
You Puerto Rican girl, you can't be that bad.
No, I'm bad.
You got
like maybe a couple of drinks and some weed, sure.
Your mom had contractions to a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta.
Debatable. That's debatable. I'm sure she lived her life, but I've never seen my mom dance, so who knows? Yeah,
My mom's not really. My mom is the Puerto Rican one, and my dad was the dancer. It's weird. Anyway,
that is wild.
Yeah. My dad, like in his mind, he thought he was Latino. He wasn't.
That's beautiful.
He wasn't.
A lot of people that feel that way.
Yeah,
it's a community. Sure, you belong.
Exactly.
But I was doing routine like dance routines and singing and like assembling little girl groups like to Baby One More Time because Britney Spears was the big thing in middle school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was obsessed. I mean, I still love Britney. Like I always looked at her like I just want to be her friend. Like that's how I used to feel about her.
Well, I feel that way
her
now.
Specifically.
Yeah.
I always felt that way about. Like I just want to be her friend, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She just seems like a normal, chill girl.
And she's not at all.
Well,
not by choice.
Not by choice, no. But I think she thinks of herself that way, and that's why this whole situation is the way it is. That's a whole episode.
That is.
Yeah.
But there is literally a whole podcast about Britney. So I don't know what it's called. I forgot. I think it might be called the Free Britney Podcast. I don't know. We'll have to revisit.
Oh, probably. Blessings to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love and Light, Brit.
Love and Light, boo.
I did a parody to Baby One More Time a few years ago about HPV. Did you see it?
I did not see that.
I'll send it to you. I think it's genius.
Do.
I think it's fucking genius.
HPV?
It's it goes, let me tell you how distraught it made me when the doc called up and said that I had HPV. Oh. Yeah, that's part of it.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
yeah,
we don't have it anymore.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't have HPV?
Listen, if you don't have HPV, you need to grow the fuck up. Grow up.
Grow up. Yeah.
Mature.
Yeah.
Get your life. All right?
What do you mean?
Before you get a mortgage, get HPV. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, they probably already do, so maybe get tested.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
Oh, God. Guys don't really have to worry. They just pass that shit. You know what I mean?
Isn't that terrible?
It's awful.
Yeah.
Ali Wong has a great joke about it. Like, that HPV is a ghost that lives in men and says boo in women.
Yes.
So,
as do most STDs.
Yes, I know. Anyway, oh God, here we go. VD. No. Well, where were we? HPV. Britney Spears. Making up the dances.
Yeah.
The girl groups.
I was always performing. My parents were very supportive. I don't know if they ever thought it was going to happen for me, but at least they were very supportive. Yeah.
And did you study art in college? Did you study acting in college?
So I went to Pace University.
Okay, great school.
I went there and I did 2 semesters studying theater.
Okay.
Could not stand it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was mostly a people thing. It was like, wow, these people are like not for me. They're not my vibe at all. And then I decided to study English because I needed to master the language, I guess. And loved that. I thought, oh, maybe I'll be an English teacher as a backup. And that dream died.
Because acting was still the goal, even though you switched your major.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we, because, you know, I got my master's.
I know.
I'm great. Oh, God, you have no idea how grateful I am and how blessed I am that we, for the most part, love each other and like loved each other from like day zero. Like I miss it. I miss them. So much.
Yeah. I watched your journey happen and unfold, and it looked like a lot of fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's crazy because like the scenes, some of the scenes and the plays that we did started to like bleed into real life. And, you know, when you're around the same 6 people, it was 7 of us, but when you're around the same 6 people 24/7,
that's
fighting, falling in love.
Oh,
you know, killing each other.
Yep.
You know, like we experienced and caused and inflicted upon every single emotion that there is to one another.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just, we are never going to work. I was just talking to my friend Justin. I'm going to have him on at some point.
Yeah.
He was one of my classmates, and we were just talking the other day, like, we're never going to work at that pace ever again. Even when we are, even if we are a series reg, you know, like we're never going to work at the rate that we were working at. Like, we're just not for those 2 years.
It's a different beast.
Yeah.
It's a different beast.
Yeah.
It's always really scared me.
Yeah.
So I can only tell you one show that I've actually been a part of in my entire life because, and I've done some stand-up, which was a terrible idea, but I tried my best and it was not the best. But
it's not you. It takes reps.
It takes reps. It takes muscle strength. It takes muscle memory.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of like. I have such a huge respect for comedians. I am not one.
Are you a comedy writer?
Yes, because I need the time. I need the time to think about how is this going to land and what is the story this is going to tell. I could not do that on stage to save my life.
What era was this? The stand up that when you did that?
I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't regret it at all.
Yeah.
I think everyone should try something that they're really scared to do. And I would I would forget my jokes.
Oh yeah,
mid-set.
I do too. I still do sometimes.
Yeah, 5-minute set was like a 2-minute set. That's my time. Goodbye. Yeah,
but you did it.
I did do it. Yeah,
you got up there and did it. Do you know? Talking about getting up there and it being scary and blah 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 blah. Right. Not that that's what you said, but
it is.
I'm paraphrasing.
But it is.
I remembered recently when I went to London, because through school, I got to go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. We rehearsed in London for the month of July and then spent all of August in Scotland. It was incredible.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was like, I'm like, I can't believe, I've always wanted to go to London, and I just could not believe that like acting was the thing that was taking me there for the first time. It was just like, because the Spice Girls, I loved the Spice Girls growing up. Like, I was one of the Spice Girls. We sang at recess. We would do concerts, choreography, and I was sporty.
Yeah, me too.
I was,
oh my God.
We would have been like, if we went to school together, we would have been in a group. Who knows what would have happened? We gotta dig back and bring things back.
Yes.
Because I think we got something going on.
Yes, there's some synchronicity there.
There's some soup to be cooked. So in London, there's the only way you can get on stage at the Comedy Store in London, with an open mic. I forgot the name of the mic, but it's a gong mic.
Okay.
So you basically, what that means is that you have to last 5 minutes on stage without getting booed off stage. And the one at the Comedy Store, they really encourage the audience to boo. And on top of the booing, sorry.
No.
On top of I mean that respectfully. I mean that out of love.
I know this.
That was like sis. That's what I really meant.
Yeah.
They give 3 random audience members red cards.
No.
And even if you don't want to put your red card up,
okay,
if you hear the audience booing, they need you to go along with what the audience is doing. Okay. So long story long, I got booed off stage in 57 seconds. Yeah, and you know what's great? I would do it again. I would 1000% do it again. I would do it again.
Yeah.
But talking about like I was like, people afterwards they were like, I don't know how you just did that.
Oh wow.
I could have never done that.
No.
And I'm like
the diarrhea bubblies are already tingling inside just thinking about it.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Why would you do it again,
they don't like Americans over there. They don't like the first guy that got on stage was from but really he's from Florida. But he said, I'm from New York. You not. But
Oh boy.
it's fine. You from Florida.
Identity crisis, yeah.
And he said that on stage too. He was like, "Yeah, I'm from New York." He was like, "Well, actually, I'm from Florida, so that's probably worse." And they were generous with him. They were like, because he didn't.
It felt bad.
I guess.
Yeah.
But then after he got off stage, every American was getting booed off like clockwork.
Yeah.
There was one Canadian dude that almost made it to the 5 minutes, but
wow, that's intense.
It was intense. It was very intense, and I would do it again because I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, I believe you, but not in a crazy way. Like, I think that there's something like a rite of passage to get to the 5 minute mark.
Yeah.
5 minutes on an open mic is like,
but also
lasts forever.
It's like if I could do that, no bomb is gonna hurt more than that did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
No bomb is gonna hurt more
than
that.
It's a rite of passage.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I want this for you.
It's crazy.
I really do. I want you to go back and do this.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. on the stand-up comedy tip.
Yeah.
So, okay. Moving forward, college. What was did you do anything with the theater or once you started studying English, or like what was the journey? What's been the journey kind of since then to now?
Yeah, so I started writing for the school newspaper. I was deeply immersed in journalism for some reason there. I thought,
I have a degree. I have one of my degrees in journalism.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
There you go. And it's like, oh, maybe I'll do, investigative journalism, or maybe because I also watched The View when I was growing up, and I really desperately wanted to be a junior correspondent for them. Like, I petitioned. I went to the show, I like pitched to them, and it was a whole thing. It like I pitched and when I say pitch, I mean like I made a scrapbook binder of all the things that I could talk about. A physical deck. That's true. Oh my gosh. And they would take questions after the show was done. And Joy Behar, she picked me, and I was like, I really want to work with you guys. I want to sit in that table on that, wherever, in the table.
Yes.
And I gave them the book, and nothing happened. But,
But you did it.
I did. I was a lot braver back then than I think I am today. Yeah.
That I relate to that. And I have to remind myself. Like, nah.
Right.
You 57 seconds,
57 seconds.
57 seconds. Not only, girl, when I was a child, I busted my ass in front of hundreds of people regularly ice skating. Regularly.
Oh, wow,
on the ice by myself.
Yeah.
In front of hundreds of people. Regularly. I would bust my ass and I would get up and I would keep going.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
like, stop it. Cut it out.
Cut it out. You got to bring that kid and Alana back.
You have to remember who you are.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Yeah. And I think about that a lot because that bravery brought me, years after that. Oh, shit. Shut up.
We missing opportunities. We missing opportunities for the drop. Bravery.
That bravery got me to in front of Alicia Menendez. And Alicia Menendez is, at that time, she was a correspondent on ABC News, and she had her own show for Fusion. I don't know if you remember. Fusion was a network at that time.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Parent company was ABC. And I was very vocal on Twitter. I was always sharing my opinion when Twitter was like good old days Twitter.
Yeah. Not this X shit.
Nah, I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah,
but one of
canceling
her producers,
itself, calling it X. No.
Literally. Yeah, it's trash. It's
trash.
Trash.
Mm-hmm.
They found me and they were like, hey, do you want to come in and do maybe a quick segment with Alicia as a comedic correspondent? And I was like, yep. Never done it before, never used a prompter before. And then that was it. I had a weekly segment all of a sudden. She took a chance on this newbie, and I was doing live segments on her show every week.
This was on Fusion.
On Fusion, yep. And I was producing them, co-writing with her. Yeah.
We need some claps.
Yeah. I'm really proud of that because I had no idea what I was doing. Thank you.
That's
yeah.
You created that.
I did.
You put your energy out there.
I sure did.
And it came back.
Yeah. I mean, we're still friends to this day. A couple of months ago, we were hanging out. She's very busy. She's got her show on MSNBC, but she's always supported me from day one.
That's amazing. And we need.
Yeah. Don't even get me started.
We need to lift each other up, girl. We need to lift each other up.
Yeah.
We do. And it just bothers me. I know that New York is so saturated with talent, and it just bothers me that people can just be such fucking assholes to one another and just want to tear each other down. It's like, this shit is hard enough.
It's really hard.
It's hard enough.
Yeah.
Why are we making the community toxic? why,
There's
please
literally a space for all of us.
go to therapy and figure your insecurities out.
Yeah.
Because there is room for everyone. And I really do believe that.
Absolutely.
I really
we
do.
can just support each other. In fact, we are better off.
We're
that
better
way.
together.
Yeah.
And to try to divide is a symptom of white supremacy, honestly.
Absolutely.
100%.
And that's why when we can't get it together, we don't get the opportunities that we should be getting.
Exactly.
We should all be up there already.
All the way up. Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. That touched my soul.
I know. I saw it happen. I watched you
Yes.
transform. Yeah, it's a soft spot. I really hate this. Like,
Yeah.
just my best friend and I, who actually I found out recently is my third cousin. So there we go. Jasenia. Shout out, boo.
Just saying, you just found out how on Ancestry.com?
Of course on Ancestry. Yeah.
Let's unpack. Go ahead. Keep going.
Well, we were, she actually gave me my first break before Alicia did on doing sketch comedy. So I was writing with her. She had she was doing sketch comedy, indie improv sketch comedy group called I Get Funny.
I Get Funny.
This woman, the Puerto Rican little woman, was doing this. She was co-producing this with another woman, and I thought they were badasses, like doing this every single week at New York Comedy Club and just around the area in New York. And that we just became best friends. But what's bringing me to the story is that we produced a web series together called Becoming Ricardo.
Okay.
Yep. And we took money out of our 401ks to do this. We thought this was the thing.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like this. She plays Ricardo Montalban like no one's fucking business.
Wait, is that a real person?
The character is another character somewhere else, but then we took that name for the show.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was just like this weird time in Latino New York comedy. And there was another group at that time that was also out. I'm not going to say who it was, but we could talk later. And it was like you were either with them or you were with us. And most people jumped ship because they decided, oh, these are the ones that are going to get ahead. And so it left us feeling like.
According to what, though?
According to the press that they were getting at the time, according to, like it seemed like they were on their way and we were doing our own thing. We were doing a lot of cool things like on Latina.com and, we were out there.
Like for Latina magazine.
Yeah.
Latina.com. Okay.
Yeah,
that's lit.
It was. And then it just kind of felt like the momentum dissipated because people needed to support the group that was on its trajectory up. So that's why it does kind of leave a wound because I feel I'm really proud of Becoming Ricardo and anyone who wants to go look this up, go look at Becoming Ricardo on YouTube. The episodes are there.
We put the link in the story.
Thank you.
In the bio, in the description, in the notes.
That's right. Yeah. And it left this feeling of like, oh, this is not a real community in Latino arts, specifically in comedy in New York City. It was very disheartening.
Aww.
Yeah. And she had been doing it far longer than I had.
Yeah.
So it's like, we really need to get our shit together. And I think you and I still feel this, and I know a lot of us do, is we are very divided. There's only one space at the top, apparently. I didn't know this. Did you?
No.
Yeah.
No, but I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely feeling it.
Yeah.
I feel like especially with stand-up, it seems like there are certain situations in which there can only be one Latina on the bill.
Right.
Right. And we're not all the same.
Yeah.
Especially for me because like I'm mixed, you know what I mean? Like it's all identity politics have always been a thing for me, So for me it's just like, man, just we don't do the same thing the same way.
No, it is very much a large diaspora of personalities and breakdowns. And I also wish that we would stop telling the story of identity and focus on who we are as individuals.
Yes.
Because then I think other audiences would appreciate and feel like, oh, we actually do have something in common.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's not a story about like not speaking Spanish all the time and what have you.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's why, like, for me, all my stand-up is pretty much personal. Like, it's all rooted in truth in some capacity. Like, I write very personally, which can sometimes fuck with me mentally a little bit if, like, you know, today, like, actually, this joke about my dead dad is actually just not feeling funny right now. You know what I mean? Like, today is actually a day I miss the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, so, like, it makes it a little, it makes me, I think, a little more vulnerable.
Sure.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But, you know, the more personal we make things, the more universal they appeal.
Yeah. Do you find it healing sometimes to talk about?
Oh,
that on stage?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. Like, that's, you know, I listened to a Nikki Glazer interview recently, and she talks about how, like, she is so good at talking about the taboo things because she has to, because if she doesn't, then they keep power over her. And talking about these things, I allow them to lose power over me, and I allow myself to forgive myself. And if I'm showing that I can forgive myself, someone else in the audience is maybe gonna feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had people come up to me after shows like, dude, like, I thought I was the only one, da-da-da-da-da. Like, thank you so much for talking about that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I've done the same thing to other women that I've seen on stage talk about real shit, you
As
know?
we should,
Like,
yes.
there was this one comic in Louisiana that I met. She's I think she's based in New York, but she was going through town. She was on tour, and she talked about, like, giving up a baby for adoption at a very young age. And, you know, like, I had a cousin that went through that. And, you know, I was, you know, she basically lived with me at that time. And I was like, thank you so much I've never heard anybody talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, and she did make it funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the whole point. So, yeah.
There's trauma's funny.
Yeah.
It really
pain,
is.
you know, laugh at my pain. Kevin Hart, wasn't that one of Kevin Hart's specials, I think? I mean, it's true.
It was, yeah.
It's like, and it's honest.
I prefer that.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Alana J, and I'm here to tell you about all the magic that is happening at Bravery Studios, New Jersey's #1 podcast recording studio. At Bravery Studios, you handle all the talking and they do the rest. That's it. Seriously, all you have to do is show up and shine. Yes, honey, work. With 3 different filming locations, there's a perfect space for every type of podcast. From cozy chats to high-energy shows, Bravery has got you covered. But wait, there's more. Bravery Studios hosts monthly events and podcast gatherings, perfect for networking and connecting with fellow creators. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Bravery Studios and let's make some podcast magic together. Do it. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to.
In what I write, there's a lot of my life in it. That it's kind of skewed because I wanted, like, if I'm writing a scene that may be loosely based on my life, it's like, oh, I wish that it would have gone this way. That's therapeutic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And there's power in writing as a comedian, and when you write your jokes, and you also, I mean, you write a lot, right? And there's so much power in putting that on a page of like, I wish it would have went this way, or I wish I would have said this thing. And then it can happen that way, but in how we create.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like changing your
history.
Own. Yeah.
In a way. Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Took the words out my mouth.
Yep.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so sketch comedy.
Sketch comedy.
And when did you start? Because I know you have legitimate credits.
Yeah.
When did you get into the, I don't want to call it the legitimate, when did you get into TV? When did you get into, because it all counts. It all counts.
It does all
It
count.
all matters. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, it's not like I wish I could go back to being non-union right now because, you know.
Don't even get me started on them.
All right? Like, I wish. Because
there's a lot of shows that are hiring now that are non-union that when we were becoming SAG.
I'm about to fall out of my chair, girl.
Girl, it hurts my heart all the time. I'm like,
we got this. We got this.
We do.
We're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But it's just adapting.
It's a rough patch.
Yeah.
I think so. I was doing Alicia's show for a while, and I was playing a persona. I wasn't playing myself because the person that I was playing was a very ditzy sort of news reporter. And then past that, I think it's just I've been it's funny because I'm playing Sam. I say I've been I have a lot of auditions. I've done a lot of auditions, and that is the truth.
Yeah.
But the TV credits that I feel like I've just started to absorb or get, I feel like they've been this year. Like and they're not out. These shows are not out yet.
Well, salute. Yeah.
Yeah. I did a cute little stint in Fantasmas with Julio Torres, which was nice.
Yes.
I had one line. It was babe.
Babe.
Babe. But
That's on HBO?
Yeah, it's on
Okay.
HBO. And then I filmed 2 things this year. One is with Hulu. With Hulu, is called Dying for Sex, which, yes, Same.
Ooh, and that's not out yet.
It's not out yet, but the scene is with Michelle Williams, and I was really excited to just like watch her.
Yes.
In her, and she is the Michelle Williams.
Yes.
Like that was what she has a whole breakdown in front of me.
Oh my God.
So that's really fun.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the other one is coming out like late next year called 0 Day. That's on Netflix. I have no makeup on. I have no idea what I'm gonna look like, but I'm very angry in the scene. So, and it's like a very like 2-camera type of vibe. So have fun watching all those pores.
Amazing. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Listen, babe, you know how many people they auditioned to say, babe? Probably like 6,700. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you're right.
mad people. They had mad babes and they chose your babe.
They chose my babe.
This is what this is what I try to tell people. Like when I did Power Book, and initially I was supposed to have a longer scene.
Yeah.
Before I accepted the role, they told me, just so you know, like they told my rep, just so you know, it's now been cut down to 1 line. Does your client still want it? And I'm like, who the fuck am I to say? Who am I saying no to a credit? That was during lockdown. That was in 2021.
Good
you
for
know,
you.
yeah, it's crazy because I got my first co-star right before COVID.
Oh shit.
Right, but like I literally just, I had just,
and then the industry shut down. Yeah. What a year.
I was like, God, you are a comedian, bro. You are trying me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
You're not going to get me to stop. This is a test. You're testing me, Yeah. I'm going to get 1,600, okay?
Oh, you went to the SATs. I got you.
Yeah. 1,600, 2,400.
Yeah.
I think I had to take both. I don't remember. It was a long time. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But, and people would be like, that's it? That's all 50 gave you? I was like, y'all don't understand how grateful I am.
It's a big deal, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand how... I'm like, if I can't be grateful for this 1 line, why would anyone give me a bigger opportunity?
Exactly. And the way you show up on set matters significantly. Right. If you show up like, I'm just here to do my 1 line, it's like people pick up on that.
Yeah.
And then they remember if it's between you and someone else, they're going to go with someone else who might be newer and has a better attitude about the industry.
And that was kind of what I was hoping for. Like, this casting director is going to remember that I was flexible.
Absolutely.
I mean, at least
strategy.
I hope.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I wound up being really okay about the whole thing when I realized they gave those other lines to another actress who had been cast before COVID.
Okay.
So they had to hold on production, I think, a whole year because of COVID.
Yes.
Or something like that. So, because her thing didn't happen when it was supposed to happen, they were like, let's, and she was a lovely woman. She was a retired woman who just started acting for the fuck of it too.
Good for
She
her.
wasn't even like a trained actor or nothing. And I'm just like, you go, sis. I was like, you know what? I was like, you deserve that. You know, really good person, really, really nice woman. Anyway, but those are the types of things that happen that are completely out of our control. That
the industry, we chose to be in an industry that's completely out of our control. Yeah. And I need control all the time. And so this has been a major test of my patience and my self-control. Because when I tell you, I get super anxious about things. And like, even being on a set, I love being on a set. It is my safe space. I could be there all day long for 20 hours and not even bat a fucking eye. But do you do this when you look back at your work, when you see how they've shot it or how they've edited it and you're like, fuck, I wish I would have done something different? Do you do that?
Definitely with Blue Bloods, because that was the first co-star that I booked. And it was originally, I think, 3 lines, and they wound up only using 1 of my lines. But also there were other reasons why I think that happened. Like there was supposed to be a line in Spanish, and the actor opposite me kept messing up their response in Spanish because in real life they also didn't speak Spanish. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, if you give me a script, I can pull it off.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really should be practicing.
I know.
Listen,
goals for
listen. I saw Lupita Nyong'o hablando español, and I was like, listen, Lupita, I gotta get on Duolingo right now because listen. Yes. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Looking back at your work.
Yeah.
So yes, because in that moment, like I had to turn the episode off when I saw that I was so mad.
Yeah.
I was like, what did I do? What did I do for my other lines to get cut?
Oh no.
But then I thought about it and I was like, that's it. Donnie Wahlberg was punching me in the fake pregnant stomach between takes. Like we shot the day before Thanksgiving. So people were like, I think checked out. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
It was a great experience. I had a blast. But anyway, yes. So to answer your question, I'm very so critical. You know, it's really hard for me to watch my stand-up back. I hate watching myself, but we have to, you know, like
you have to
monologues and stuff, like that type of stuff. Now I can watch.
Yeah.
It used to be hard, but now I can watch, you know,
I hear you.
from a technical eye.
Yeah.
So it's long story short, to answer your question, yes.
But that's how, but that's what I do too. So I used to feel this fear that I needed to look great on camera all the time. Like I couldn't move my face a certain way, or I had to be cute because they cast cute girls. It was a very stupid way of thinking. And when I look back on it now, I see myself and I go, oh, no, I need to be looking at this with a technical eye, because if I want to get cast again, then I need to be better. Yeah. And the reason why I bring that up is because, again, like this industry is very, you have one shot. If you fuck it up, it's on you, and it is what it is. You have to come correct. Yeah. And a part of that is knowing, like, how am I going to show up today on set? And that's why I think, like, if your heart is not in it, don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it. There's so much rejection in this industry. You have to have thick skin. Thick skin. Yep. And your girl's tired.
I know. I mean, you know, I just booked something. I'll tell you offline. Yeah. And you know, I had a conversation with my agent the other day, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, Ayushi. Shout out to Ayushi. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, before that, because I hadn't had an audition in months.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Months. So like the fact that, and mind you, I had no makeup on. I shot it at my brother's house. You know, not with my usual setup. You know, and it was just on some like, fuck it, let's do this. You know. And while I was doing it, I was like, I feel like I could get this. I feel like I might get, like, while I was doing it, I was like, I feel like I might get this. And I did, you know, like, I just kind of had a feeling. Anyway, but I told her, I was like, before that, girl, I was just like, do I need to go get my law degree? Like, what do I need to go do right now?
I find myself thinking, like, do I still want to do this? Yeah. Because, you know, it's when you've been doing this, like we have for so long, and you have co-stars under your belt, and you've done indies, and you've put out work on your own, right? Yeah. You start to wonder, is it that it's not for me? And then I just got lucky? But then you have to, I mean, I've had to have real moments with myself, like, no, I worked really hard for that stuff. Yes. And I'm going to get there. But it is a way, you have to be patient. Yes. Because someone will see you and be like, I have the role for her. Yes. Because it's hard.
It's very hard. It's very hard. And, you know, that's why I posted the other day, like, anytime you see me win, no, I earned it. Like, I earned it.
You absolutely.
We've earned it. Yeah. You know, and like the only way is gonna stop is if we do.
Right. Like, and I don't ever want to stop.
Me neither.
Right?
That's the thing. Like, yo, I did a acting workshop at the Tectonic Theater over the summer. Do you know the Tectonic Theater? Are you familiar with the Tectonic Theater?
No.
Okay, well they're a theater in the city. They do great work, kind of experimental type. They do a lot of devised theater. Okay. That's how they come up with a lot of their shows. And I did a teacher training with them, and then the next week immediately after, I did an actor training with them and worked on monologues for the first time really since being out of school. Oh, wow. I cried. I was like, God, I miss this. Like, I didn't even realize how much I missed it.
The stage or just doing monologues?
Yeah. Just the work. Yeah. Just the work. Yeah. You know? And I was so nervous going in. Like, I was working with some really good actors, you know? Like, my friend Justin was in there too. And I've always had, even when I went to get my master's, I had a lot of imposter syndrome because I didn't have any, like, I had studied acting, and I actually want to ask you, because I know you stopped at Pace. Where did you wind up, like, where did you take classes and stuff? I'm assuming you were taking classes.
I was, yeah.
Supplementally.
Yep, with Penny Templeton, who, I don't know if you've ever heard of her. But
maybe. I'm bad with names, I'm sorry.
Same. Her and her husband, Hank Schub, who's fantastic, they still do classes. Yeah. And I trained with them on and off for many years. And I also took improv classes at the People's Improv Theater. I was doing musical improv as well around the city.
You did musical improv?
I sure did.
Girl, we gotta talk. Because I musical improv
love
and musical comedy.
improv.
I did hip hop improv. I did hip hop improv too. Anyway, we got to
I
talk.
could see you being really good at that.
I mean, I'm rusty now, but
Yeah.
When
We just get warm.
when I slayed, I fucking slayed. Like, I would surprise myself. Like, yo, I just dropped like 16 bars, like rhyming 3-syllable words. This is crazy.
Now is right.
You
I
know?
wish I could do that. I can't.
Like, anyway, I need to brush it, dust up. Anyway,
Yeah.
so musical improv over the city.
Over the city, yeah, and then I feel like I kind of like hunkered down into doing web series and trying for TV for a while and doing some short films and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a long journey.
Yeah,
It's been a long. But my favorite thing in the world was always musical improv, which was actually an a cappella improv group.
that's amazing.
Yeah. I wish we could do that again. I was literally just talking to about this with Jasenia last night. I was like,
Dude, listen, if y'all really want to do something musical comedy oriented, like I've been telling people right now, obviously I love comedy, I love to act, but like because I've had so much going on emotionally.
Yeah.
There's nothing that really lets you release the way singing and music lets you release. Like, what's the expression that music says everything that can't be spoken or something like that? I could be making this up,
but it's a good one.
I could be making it up. I'd be dropping gems.
You do.
I think when I die, there are going to be a lot of Alana J quotes.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Just not yet.
No, there's a long road for that.
Nonetheless, like, there is something about singing and music that allows you to get stuff out that just speaking into a microphone does not.
Absolutely true. Absolutely. I'm actually, my goal is to take vocal lessons next year because I really want to get on the stage again.
Yeah.
And I really want to do musicals, specifically indie musicals, and just lose myself on the stage. Yeah.
Jenni. We have so much to discuss. Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I was taking classes during lockdown. Like, during lockdown, there were 3 things every week that got me through the
Tell me.
week. One was my voice lesson.
Okay.
I would take a voice lesson on Zoom.
Yep.
It's funny because I went in to see him literally 2 days before lockdown happened. Like, we were, sanitizing,
Sure.
wearing masks and all that. I had to stand all the way at the other end of his apartment.
Yep.
And then literally 2 days later, it was like, nah, we're on lockdown.
Right.
But I started that journey with him. His name's Paul Lincoln. Shout out to Paul Lincoln. He's a lovely man.
Is he still doing vocal coach?
That's what he does.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Yeah, he's a full-time vocal coach.
Okay.
Highly recommend. He worked with Z-Way. And he had seen that I worked with her. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna be singing, I'm gonna be training with her. I was like, yeah, she's great. I've worked with her. Anyway.
Yeah.
So my voice lesson with him, my therapy session, and once the gyms did reopen, I hired a personal trainer myself.
Yeah.
Just to like get back.
Yeah.
And those were my 3 non-negotiables every single week, and that's what got me through everything for a long time. Anyway,
yeah.
all that to say, take the voice lessons.
Take the voice lesson. Well, take the lessons.
Take the lessons.
Yeah, like if you're gonna get into this industry, take it seriously enough that you're gonna train.
Right.
And not train. I can't with an actor who's never trained before. Like, really?
Dude.
I mean, maybe you're great.
It's, I'll be honest, because when I first started, I jumped out of the airplane and was starting to build the parachute on the way down.
Yeah.
And I was in classes with a lot of these actors who had BFAs and MFAs. I'll be honest with you, after getting mine, like, a part of me I'm not pretentious about it, but I have a degree of confidence and a level at which I work that I'm like, I cannot compromise that.
Well, you earned that
anymore. Exactly.
Yeah.
I earned that.
You did.
Yeah.
So you have every right to walk into a room with that confidence and that skill set because you literally worked for it.
But also my like tolerance and patience for being a part of projects with people who I don't want to say they can't rise to the standard or the occasion, but it's clearly like,
you don't take this as seriously as I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are both in this same position for very different reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
For very different reasons.
Very different reasons, yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And that's that.
Yeah. We could go on. We may not look well when we do it, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's So yeah, I appreciate people who really put in the work.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you be reading. I see. We film Playing Sam at your house.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I love to read. I love to read.
What are some of the books
Yeah.
that kind of transformed your acting?
Oh, I wish I could say that there were books. There are films that have transformed my acting, but I read a lot of trash, like crime novels.
Oh,
Yeah. No, that I love
you like
to read.
fiction?
I love fiction. Yeah, I can get lost in that, and like every morning I start off reading and writing in my journal,
That's good.
so I can like clear my and then work out.
I need to do that. I usually do, but like I've been bad, so I need to remind myself.
Yeah,
Read fiction. Fiction is really good for the mind.
it is really good fun. You can escape that way,
But also, it's like we're living in a world where so much of what we consume, we're passive consumers.
right?
Shit is just shoved down our eyeballs.
Well, there are so many. Like, I wish I could tell you the books that I read that transformed me because I don't fucking remember them. I also have a terrible long-term and short-term memory. I'm barely surviving. these days. I'm barely here.
I'm a survivor. Mm-hmm.
But Meryl Streep was always the one that I was studying. I was always like, I would rewatch her films and I would really look at her facial expressions because there's beauty in the simplicity and the stillness. And I feel that when I first started, and still sometimes today, I do too much. And when I watch her, I'm literally, she sucks you in.
She really does.
With just the slightest eye movement or maybe a little tiny twitch of the mouth. And I'm like, wow, that's fucking brilliant.
It's like she has full control of her instrument.
Yeah.
Full control.
I've been in rooms with her.
Wow.
The energy is wild.
What?
I wish I could like.
Can you bottle it up and sell it on eBay for me? Like, can I get it?
My goodness. I mean, no. We'll work with her at some point.
Yes, we will. Where did you meet her?
So
Where was this?
We recently did a talk back with SAG, and I was able to watch her and Leonardo DiCaprio in the flesh.
Oh wow! And
that was insane. But she used to do every single year. She would read poetry. And she would do that with like Alan Cumming and all these incredible people.
Yeah.
But when she would do it by herself, I would literally there was no one else in the room. It was just me and Meryl. And I'll never forget those. She doesn't do it anymore. It was at Lincoln Center.
Wow.
And I was always like, wow, if I could just one day we'll have a conversation.
So she was doing this poetry reading regularly.
Every year.
And you would go every year?
Every single year. I would not miss it.
How many years did you go?
Probably about 4 years. Yeah. Yep.
I didn't know Meryl was out here reading. I don't know any poets' names.
Wow,
Nikki Giovanni. That's one I can think of.
Okay, great.
Rupee, the one everybody be quoting on Instagram.
I don't
Rupee
know.
something or Rumi Kapoor. Rumi.
The only poet that I know is Kari White. So hi, Kari. If
and
you're
then
watching.
what's her face? The one that did it at the White House. Amanda Gorman.
Yes.
We know
Poet
some
laureate.
poets.
Yes.
We know. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either, but I know that's what she was.
That's what she was.
Mhm.
That's Latin for something, I think.
I don't know.
For something. I don't know.
Maybe the best poet at that time.
Who knows?
Oh, no idea.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we have coming out a couple of the projects that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
We worked opposite Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
Are these all dramas?
Dying for Sex is a dramedy. 0 Day is a straight drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get a log line or no?
Oh my goodness. Dying for Sex is about a woman who was misdiagnosed with breast cancer and came back to confront the doctor who misdiagnosed her. Which is the scene. This is a real life story, by the way.
I was gonna just say, is it based on?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yep.
Because it's a woman, and y'all be medicine be fucking us up.
Yep. All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the person who the story is based on involved in the project?
She passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, pobrecita.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 0 Day is about, I wish I knew the log line straight up, but it's essentially about a cyber attack on America.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think I can actually say much beyond that. So I'm going to leave it there.
That I'm already scared.
Yeah.
I'm already intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
It already feels like it's too real. It already feels like it's going to be the next
happen.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
You know?
It does hit a little close to home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. That's what we do. We tell the truth. That's
Yes.
what that's what the artists do. We tell the truth. We tell the things that,
no one else wants to tell.
Or can tell. Because of their positions. Crazy.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. So and then I'm writing a feature film that I've been working on for years now. I think maybe 3 or 4 years with Jasenia.
Oh.
We're writing a sister comedy, dramedy. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a grief comedy adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the brand already.
Yeah.
I love the vibe.
We have been working on this so hard. And I'm so proud of where this is going that and we laugh all the time. If it doesn't make us laugh, the scene is wrong.
Yeah.
And we won't move on until it makes us laugh or moves us in some way.
Okay. I'm interested in your process. What is this? Because I got a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
But I also work better with people.
Me too.
Like I can be a self person.
Sure.
A self person.
A solo writer?
I could be a self. I could be a self shelf.
Yes, you can.
However, co-writing, what is that process like? What is that process like?
Well, first of all, ego has to throw that shit out the window.
Yeah.
You cannot have ego in a co-writing process. You have to trust that you're both in it for the better of the project, and sometimes you have to kill your darlings on the spot. So you really have to come in with a very open mind, open heart. There cannot be days when you're not feeling it, because if there are, you will feel that in your writing process. And there have been days where we say to each other, let's just stop.
Yeah.
Let's just hang out.
Yeah.
Those are few and far between.
And that kind of also serves something.
Absolutely.
For the project. Yeah.
Yeah, because the worst thing in the world is to write a scene and force it. Because when you go back and read it again, because that's what we do. We read every scene and we say, is it rock solid? If it's not, we're not moving on. And sometimes it's like, fuck, why can't we get this right? And it's a huge work in progress. We're on version 5 at this point, maybe 7 or 8, who knows?
And you go scene by scene. That's how you approach it.
Scene by scene, yeah.
So do you guys logistically, do you have a shared Google Doc where you write down ideas and then go what is the logistic process?
Yeah, we are constantly pitching to each other. Constant. We could be it could be late at night. It could be first thing in the morning. We'll be I think our characters' names are Tina and Carmen. And so we'll be I think Carmen should do this. Or I think
are you Tina?
Yeah. How'd you know?
I don't know. I just guessed.
Wow, that was fucking strange. Yes, I'm Tina. But yeah, and it has to be, it's a very supportive environment.
Yeah.
And there's no, it's really a blessing to be able to write with your best friend. And I really look forward to it all the time. When I'm done, we're going to go write again.
Yay.
Yeah. It's going to feel sad though when we're done writing. It's all right, what's the next project? What are we working on next? Which we already have an idea for. But yeah, it's constant exchange of ideas. When we're sitting down together, it's does this work? Or nah, that's not it. And you just have to trust that that is not it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And can you explain what Kill Your Darlings means for those that may not know?
Yeah, sure. So Kill Your Darlings, when you are writing something and you're really excited about it, that becomes your baby. It becomes your darling. And sometimes you got to kill it because it does not work anymore, or it doesn't serve the purpose it doesn't move the story forward. And you got to kill that shit.
You got to kill it.
Kill that darling. Kill that cute little baby darling.
Do we have any gunshots? Bang! Gunshots! Bombs!
Yeah.
Okay. Woo! Bob, Baghdad. All right. Too much. Too soon.
Ooh, that's a good
So, okay. I just want to touch back on something you just said, too, that when it's over,
Yeah.
you're going to be sad.
I'm going to be so sad.
And that is the thing with every project. Every play, there was that I've done, that there's a grief that comes with it. I mean, if you loved it, and I will say there was one project that I was thrilled it was over.
Oh yeah, I've
thrilled, elated.
Yeah, it's part of the reason why I didn't mention it today. But yeah,
yeah. There is, but it is a grief. There is. So we are constantly remember how Viola Davis gave that speech about what's one of her acceptance speeches for an Oscar, one of the myriad awards. She's won all of them.
Yeah.
She talks about how being an actor is the only job that allows you to honor a life, I think is what she said. Honor a life.
Yeah.
Celebrate a life. And not only being an actor and like embodying a character, but kind of just the creative process in general. Like, it's not like we go to work at an office for 10 years. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like,
it's an immersive, you're putting your soul, if you do it right,
yeah,
you're putting your soul and your heart into a person that is not you to make them come to life and to make them appear as truthful as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And when that's over, it's like you've lost a bit of yourself, right? Because it's almost like an out of body experience. And it's very sad when you leave projects that you really love. Writing too is I've written a couple of pilots and will be immersed in them for years. And then I'm done. And then it's like, what am I going to do with myself now?
Right.
Do I like start the next one?
Yeah. We kind of, that's that on to the next.
Yeah.
On to the next. Have you ever been involved in a project where in it, you maybe didn't love it, but afterwards, or you wound up falling in love with it, or no, that's never happened to you?
No. If I start off with I love this and I'm so excited for the idea, it's hard to if you've lost me midway through for one reason or another, it's hard to get me back, and it's very upsetting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've worked with a couple of people that I'll never work with them again.
I mean, no, that's the truth. That's definitely the truth.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in school, there was one play that I did that, like, in it, I was in the rehearsal. It was a world premiere. It was one of my professors, Dr. Femi Yuba, who was my playwriting professor and African drama of the African diaspora professor at school. And the play was just, it was a lot. Like, on the page, you would have been like, what the fuck is this? And what we were able to do with it, I wound up, it's one of the roles that I'm the most proud of.
Okay.
Ultimately.
Won you back?
Yeah, won me back.
Yeah.
Won me back.
Yeah.
Because once it clicked, like, I was just happy. Like, I had to do a non-rhotic Southern accent.
Oh,
I
wow.
had to, which, like, I mean, whatever. Bitch, do the accent. You know what I mean? But like, that's not something that I was versed in really at all before grad school. Like, it was one of the things that I had the most anxiety over was the times that we were going to have to work on accents in voice class, because there's so much more than just accents to voice.
Right.
Like, they're
layered.
More. There's so much more.
Yeah.
To voice work, but yeah, ultimately, when all was said and done, it's one of the things that I was most proud of the collective for pulling off.
Okay.
Because I had to go on antidepressants during it was wild. It was a wild ride. It was a wild ride. Like, there's one scene where I had to every night. I mean, I don't remember how many shows we did. It wasn't like tons, but every night I had to scream, like, this harrowing scream. And I told him, I was like, I'm not going to do this scream until dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
I'm not doing this till dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
And every night I had to scream at the top of my lungs, and I must have screamed for like 10 to 15 seconds.
Oh my God, that's a long
straight.
scream.
Yeah. To the point where I would see white when I was done screaming every night. Every night I was on the cusp of fainting.
Oh,
every
my
night.
goodness.
Every night.
Yeah.
That we did it. And my scene partner, Doug, I felt so bad for him, because he'd be like, Alana, my ear. Because I was sitting right next to him for the scream. Like, he was right here. And I was
Can you talk about how much, like, physical exertion goes into some of these characters? Like, so the scene that I did with Zero Day, when I tell you, I came onto set the day before I had a panic attack. What? And I was still recovering from that. I don't even know.
Okay.
And it was the weirdest thing. It came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I hope I don't get this again.
Yeah.
Because I'm having to scream to camera. And who knows if that could trigger, because panic attacks happen, whenever they happen.
Whenever they happen.
So I had taken.
Should I have one? Yeah, the other day too. Yeah.
Yeah. I had water with me, and I put anxiety drops in them, which works for me.
What's what do you mean anxiety
They're
drops?
just like these herbal drops that are supposed to calm you.
Okay.
So I did that, and I was screaming to the point where, like, similar to you, I thought I was going to pass out.
Yeah.
Or trigger something where I wasn't going to be able to come back from it.
Right.
That would have been the end of the shoot day for me.
Right.
And there's so much physical exertion that goes into your body when you come home at the end of the night. People don't understand. I don't want to hang out. I don't want to go to dinner. I want to go home and just lay flat. and drink water because we forget to drink water on set a lot of the time.
Yep, I'm too busy drinking coffee. Yeah.
Same. But
Which can't be good for a situation like that.
No,
yeah.
it's terrible. But there's so much work that people don't acknowledge, I think, that goes into it. It's not for the faint of heart.
It's definitely not. And one thing that one of my acting teachers taught me, Michael Warner, shout out, he basically educated us on the fact that like your nervous system doesn't know the difference between a fake situation you're putting yourself through, like between a daydream and between if this was actually happening to you.
Yeah.
So your body is reacting as though it's real.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's no joke.
It really isn't.
It's no joke, you know?
Yeah.
Pero we gotta start to mosey out of here shortly.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
We're gonna wrap it up with our regular questions.
Yes. Oh my God, I forgot them already. I had them in my head.
It's fine.
You're gonna tell them
That's
to
what
me?
I'm here for.
Yeah. Fair.
Most people I don't even say shit to before the show. So, but I'm like, you know what? Let me start doing it before. Let me start doing it before, just so people could marinate. You know, maybe a lot of people don't like being put on the spot. I'm like, I can't expect everybody to be like me. But just tell me then. Just tell me live. I want it to be natural. I want it to be organic. Okay, name of the show is Act Up.
I remember now. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right? We are taking action to ascend,
Yes.
to uplift,
Yes.
to transform, to elevate. So, how do you suggest people act up today?
Okay. So 2 ways. You know, I have to do it because we're in the middle of election season. First things first, register to vote. If you're not registered to vote, please do it. Your vote matters. I'm not going to tell you which side of the house, but please vote on the right side. And when I say right, I mean like the right side of history, not the right. That's one. And then 2 is if you're going to do anything, you have to put 100% of yourself into it. And that means that you have to take care of your mind before you do it. So I highly suggest if you are going through something, whatever it may be, therapy, please. Please, please, please. Because I've been through therapy a couple of times in my life, could not have gone through it without it. And I'm really grateful for that tool that I can like practice in everyday life. So I would say take care of your mind before you take care of anything else. And that includes family and friends.
Cannon.
It should be rough out there.
Yeah, it definitely be rough.
Yeah.
It definitely be rough.
Yeah.
Last question.
Yes.
If you were you're a writer, English major over here. If you were writing your memoir right now, what would you name this chapter of your life?
I think I would name it Plot Twist.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I'm 38 years old and I thought I was going to be in a much different place than I was in. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You know, yeah. And 40 is, I can touch it. It's right there. So I would say plot twist because I'm a big planner. I plan everything to the T. And this year I've learned can't plan because really life just throws everything at you when you least expect it. So I'm going to say this chapter currently is plot twist.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love you.
We are such actors. That was perfect mirroring.
It was.
We were on sync. We were in time. We started and finished at the same time.
That's right.
Jenni.
Yes, my love.
All right. So at this particular moment, we can see you on Roku, the Roku channel, in Playing Sam, starring, being the star of Playing Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Where else we can find Being Ricardo on the
Becoming
internet?
Ricardo
Becoming Ricardo
on
my
YouTube.
apologies.
We're actually on the 11th year anniversary. So on 11/11, I highly suggest that you watch Becoming Ricardo.
Yay!
Yeah.
Happy early Annie. Becoming Ricardo.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for
Dying for Sex on Hulu and 0 Day on Netflix next year.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Where can they follow you?
They can follow me at Ruiza Jenni. That's RuizaJenni anywhere.
anywhere, in all the places.
In all the places.
In
I'm
all
all
the
over.
in all the fake places, because the internet's not a real place, as
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle said so eloquently. But unfortunately, we gotta be in it.
Yep. Blah.
That's what we gotta do.
It's terrible.
But you know what? I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to be here with you, and I'm happy to be here with you. You already know you can find me Act Up with AJ at AlanaJ.tv. Jenni, this was an amazing episode. Love you guys so much. Subscribe. Oh my God, subscribe.
Yes.
Tell a friend, hit the button. Smash that button. Smash it.
Smash it.
That's what they say in the UK. Alana, you smashed it.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Isn't it?
oh, did I? That means something else where I come from.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Something a lot more fun.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.